Hello. I grew up in a hearing family. I went to a university of a deaf school, a deaf university. Then I went to a hearing high school, mainstream. I was by myself in 1976, 1973 through I went there for 3 years. Should have been 4 years, but I graduated a year early, 1976. Then I went to Gallaudet. Before I knew more, most people see what I saw, a picture perfect school in 1976. When I first entered Gallaudet in August of 1976, here's a picture of me back then. So you all might remember back in 1976 when I first entered Gallaudet as a freshman, because I went to a hearing high school, one of the best schools, but I had no interpreter. So every morning I met someone who discussed what I had to learn. I think the teacher, the topic, and then I would go to class and I would be given the materials and I would apply that to my schooling during the day. At Gallaudet, as a freshman, I was excited because I grew up hearing in a hearing family. I was always isolated. I had no deaf people near me. I was very strong in my oral. So learning signing, I learned from a deaf couple who lived near me. They taught me signs. Anyways, entering Gallaudet, I signed oral signs as well. I signed pretty orals. And at that time, entering Gallaudet, I was very taken back. I was taken into a room on the fourth floor, and a girl who was one of my classmates, my roommate, sorry, she was from a deaf school. And later, she told me she preferred to change her roommate. And I was very taken back. I said, why? And she said, I wanted someone from my class who's a roommate with me at the deaf school. I said, okay, fine. So the RA, I told her I needed a roommate because my other roommate wanted to change her roommate. So she assigned me someone named Hennon from Minnesota, School for the Deaf. Very cool. She was a perfect fit. And then first year students, an organization who named Martha Flowers in 1979, she was in a sorority. She was a sorority member. She taught first year students about, where to go to class, where the cafeteria is, where everything is, what the rules are. And so I thank her for that, for teaching us all of the things that we needed to know. So 2 weeks later, in August, still August, I believe, students were talking about a party in the plaza. In a dorm hall, the fourth plaza near the cafeteria. And people were all going to this party. So I bought a 6-pack of beer and I went to the party and I drank and I met a lot of people. And then I became very drunk because I was trying other people's drinks, other people's alcohol, beer, wine, just all kinds of different alcohol. So I was just drinking and just being very drunk. I was chatting, having a good time, very drunk. So I leave and I go to my dorm, and I'm walking near the plaza. There's a hallway to the student center, and there's stairs. And at that point, I have no memory of what happened. My roommate, she found me in the 7th floor hall broom closet with no shirt on. My roommate, she brought me to my bed. And in the morning, I woke up and I was very sick, very, very sick, hungover. I was not feeling good. My roommate explained to me that she found me in the broom closet. And I said, really? That's really weird that my shirt was off as well. The elevator was not working that day. So who would bring me up there to the 4th floor? And how do they know I live on the 4th floor? So I go back to the 1st floor hallway to the cafeteria, and I'm eating breakfast, and I see a poster board. Last minute information for freshmen, first year students. You have to go and take this test. Make sure you are in the right class. It might not have been an appropriate test or something. I don't know if the right test, but I was not feeling good. I was still hungover from the night before, but I decided I would talk to Marcia Flowers. And I said, I don't know. I didn't know this test was today. It was very last minute post the day of. I didn't know. Can I take the test another time? You know, I'm very sick today. I can't think right. And she said, nope, you can't. If you can't take the test, then you will be thrown out of Gallaudet. And I was absolutely scared, very scared. I said, okay. So I went and took the test. It took about 2 or 3 hours. I was feeling very sick, writing. Oh, I hope that I can stay a freshman. And then later I went to the hallway of the student center with the freshman students. And I was reading the post and I found the name. I was shocked. My name was on there. There's no way. I felt very confused, very taken back. So there were other 5 years at Gallaudet, and I didn't want, that means 4th year, so I could graduate after 3 years. So I was looking forward to that, but now I just felt very taken back, very upset. My life really just changed because I started drinking, becoming drunk pretty much the whole time. As often as I can remember, I was drinking. I wasn't paying attention in class. I got all Fs. I was not motivated. I grew up going to hearing schools. In high school, I went to a hearing school. I got all A and Bs, maybe a few Cs, but really maybe 1 C, but I graduated with all As and Bs. So the classes in high school, I had to take all of those. I didn't want to take all of those again. So I would skip class. I wouldn't pay attention. I would bomb every test. I wouldn't care. I would get Fs the first semester. The second semester, I would party. I was depressed. I wanted to make new friends. And there was a student from a deaf school. She messaged me and said that she didn't want to include me. And I joined a group and I was chatting. There was gossip and she would leave me out. And then I met a foreign student. She was the most friendly student. She invited me to go to dinner, to eat her culture's food, interact with people. She was foreign, yes. But a white student now in April 1977, I recently went to a bar. It was a Friday, can't really remember. But I remember that it recently closed. It was like Friday, Saturday, somewhere in there. I was drunk. I had beer. I just kept drinking. And there was police in Gallaudet. And they said it recently closed, or it till 3:30 at night. Cop said, why? It's closed, get out, get out. And I said, why? Trying to have a conversation with them. And they grabbed my arm, my left arm, around my back. And I tried to get my arm back and they hit me and I hit a wall and I fell. And I was very disoriented. My shoulder hurt. I didn't really understand. I was drunk. I was trying to stand up. I was ready to fight the police. Yes, it actually happened. There were a few men who were students.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Really going.
And they broke me free from the police. And the police, they said, fuck Gallaudet, you're a bitch. And the other people had no idea what was happening, what was going on, all the chaos. I felt alone that night at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night was happening. I did. I remember I was drunk. I got on a bus. And I arrived home. And the next day I was really in pain. I was not feeling good. I decided I was going to go to Gallaudet and see if there's a doctor's office that I could go to where the class was. So I went and I entered. I knocked on the door. I went into an office. They checked me out. They said, all right, come back. And I had a meeting with Philip in 1977. And I told them what happened to me that night from the Gallaudet security. And now I'm not feeling good. I'm very upset. My shoulder's hurting. I was fed up with Gallaudet. Philip said, oh, I'm so sorry. so can you sign this paper? And I said, sure. It said, good luck, and I left. No police came to talk to me about what happened. Nobody sent me to an infirmary or an ER to check my shoulder. Nothing. Yes, nothing. Okay, so 1977, remember. Now it's a year later. Oh, it's 2013. I had surgery on my shoulder. Now is 2020. It's starting to become very painful. So I went to a doctor last week to look at my shoulder. I got a shot. And it's been 40 years. 40 years later, and it's still giving me issues. So now I want to describe who Martha Flowers is. She was a sorority member, Kappa Gamma. And she had curly hair. She was very oral. She had a hearing brain. I'll never forget. Gallaudet would benefit from throwing her out, firing her. And today, the sorority, Kappa Gamma, who closed down, is now getting yes, I want them to resign from their white privilege. It's time to resign and apologize to all the students who have hearing families, disabilities, students who are deafblind. Yes, all people. I don't want people to apologize to me. Fuck you. You've made my life a living hell at Gallaudet. I had to work 2 or 3 jobs every year. Later, 2 jobs I would work. And now I have to work a lot up until now, until I retired in 2012. Now I live comfortably. I live okay. They have to go. There's no excuses. There's no forgiveness because I was in and out of the hospital trying to hurt me 4 times from 1977 to last time was 2006, which is true. They tried to hurt me. I don't want to die. My brain kept telling me, you want to die. Yes, you want to die. I was trying to suppress those voices in my head. I went to the counseling center every year. That was awful. I just had so many conflictions, and that's why it was hard for me to make this vlog. Until about 2 weeks ago, I've been trying to make this vlog. I've lost sleep. I can't control my feelings. Now I decided it's time for me to put this out there and explain what happened to me. Enough. Enough is enough. Gallaudet president Bobby Cordell needs to go out, she needs to resign. Anyone who's on campus at Gallaudet, who works at Gallaudet, needs to resign, needs to get out. Any school in the US who is upset, they need to be out too. I am very angry. And that's why I think enough. Thank you for watching my video. Oh, I wanted to add, if Martha Flowers were to speak honestly and sent me to an ER or a nurse and asked for a test to be delayed, I could have stayed a freshman. I could have stayed at Gallaudet. My whole life changed because of that. It's completely different than what it could have been. My path, it was completely different, the path that I've taken. My emotions, my thoughts are different. They're not the same. The sorority members, the sorority group too, I'm completely done with them. Really, any people that had their lives changed, they had to go different paths as well. And I'm one of them. I think Gallaudet owes all of those people comp every year as a lifetime. Maybe I could have gotten my bachelor's, my master's. Could have become a teacher. I could have become a teacher at Gallaudet, a professor at Gallaudet. There are many, many opportunities that were lost, completely gone. I feel very upset. So my feelings, I'm upset about with the sorority, any Gallaudet sorority, any people, I think they need to be kicked out if they were associated with what happened. It's time that we need equality and talk about respect and honesty and no more looking down, no more oppression, no more higher status. They all need to be kicked out. No more hearing brain. That all needs to be done. I hope maybe one day, but I don't have social skills growing up. I didn't. I had a good education. Yes, I learned a lot, but my social skills, I didn't have any. I was around hearing people. I was in a hearing world. I couldn't communicate. There was no communication. So I was looking forward to Gallaudet. I was hopeful that Gallaudet can make me become a better woman, but Gallaudet failed me. So I think composition is needed. How would that happen? I don't know. You all have to think about how to help people like me who have health issues. Thank you.
It's like